Radio Hartlepool is a full-time community radio station that broadcasts to the various communities in Hartlepool on 102.4 FM and online. The station went on air full-time on the 14th of October 2008. The radio station consists of a range of different presenters that specialise in different shows for the audience of Hartlepool. They have different guests come into the shows to please the listeners. Radio Hartlepool are a community radio, so they benefit a lot from advertising. Small and large businesses across Hartlepool town pay to be advertised on the shows, as it is a perfect way to get recognition. The station is a not-for-profit organisation and is voluntary. It was set up to bring community radio to Hartlepool with charitable aims and objectives. Their slogan stands as "The best music and more." The station is a very friendly environment and successfully caters for the public of Hartlepool. My role at Radio Hartlepool was to participate in morning shows that ran from 8 AM to 10 AM. Myself and another student on works experience sat in on the shows. We learnt how to use the radio equipment. We also both took turns on different days to do the weather on the station. We acted as runners, also making teas, answering the station's phone and replying to texts sent in from the station's phone. We were set a main task while completing our 60 hours, and that was to create a range of scripts for a campaign named Think Bike. Myself and Ben, the other person on works experience, worked together to create the different scripts that would be recorded and played on the radio station. It was to make drivers aware in the area of Hartlepool to be aware of people on motorbikes and to be careful of them. This was our main task to be completed for Radio Hartlepool. We helped around the station and just completed any tasks we were given by Jason Anderson. He was in charge of me and Ben during our time on the station. The culture of Radio Hartlepool is very much charity and voluntary behaviours. They are not a funded company. They make profit to keep the radio station open from advertising for local businesses within Hartlepool. They run competitions and give prizes away to the public. It is a company run through friendliness and on air to entertain the public. They raise money for charities with events that they hold and inform the local public what is happening in their town, and invite people to text in or call if they want a certain topic to be spoke about on the station. The founder and managing director of the station is Jason Anderson. It took him 10 years to bring a full-time station to the town. He is a lovely person who takes care in going out into the town to speak to people and get feedback from them on what they want to hear on the radio. The station is a very friendly environment and is a radio team. All take part in the town. They take pride and respect what people want to hear on the station. The structure of the business was very simple because on the radio the employees have different roles and jobs to do, but they all work together to make the station work well. As I was unexperienced, I did the small jobs like help out on recording adverts and making tea, whereas the presenters would do regular time slotted shows. We would sit in on them and watch them do that. The employees on the radio station would be hard to rank because the presenters are all equal to the business. Some do more than others, but it's about working as a team on the station, as I learnt that on work experience. My full experience at Radio Hartlepool went really well. It was good to get into a continued routine of starting at 8 AM and working throughout the day on different set tasks. All of the staff at Radio Hartlepool were friendly and took time to help myself and Ben if we were struggling with anything. What also worked well was the fact we got a different sense of style of the ranges of shows being broadcasted as we sat in on them, and each different presenter would give us a different task and show us different skills. We all got along well as a team and communication was really great throughout the full experience. The fact there wasn't really a lot of people involved on the station helped for us because we had lots of opportunities to speak on the radio and the presenters thought the listeners would like to hear some unfamiliar voices. During the time on the station, not a bad word could be said about the station and the way it was run. The only small problems that we faced was recording the scripts for the Think Bike campaign. Because we only had 60 hours, which worked out at 3 weeks, it was slightly rushed, and the main presenters didn't really have any much more work for us to do. We both agreed we would help with that still and just spend more time we needed to spend there. We wanted to get the best experience we could and wanted to help out as much as we could. The location was slightly a problem for myself and Ben, as it was costing a lot in petrol to get there every day, but we managed. Overall, the only problems faced was time, not having enough time for carrying out the tasks, so we spent longer to get them done. Some days were repetitive, and that was expected. Sometimes there wasn't much to do for us, so we just watched and learnt radio techniques by doing that. You would start at the bottom when working in radio, maybe starting as a runner, doing small jobs for the other employees, then build your way up. It takes a lot of practice and commitment to work your way up into the industry, but as you progress, you could be a broadcast assistant and start becoming more involved, to gradually work your way up to becoming a producer. Thinking of different show ideas and playing around with the audio, showing it to the presenters could help you to get your own show on the station, if they are good enough ideas. It does take effort and patience within such a hard industry, but I learnt at Radio Hartlepool that if you push with ideas and discuss them, you may be took into consideration on certain different types of ideas. Radio Hartlepool is a community radio, so it is non-profit. So to work for them you would not be paid. I was offered the chance to go back and do more work for them because there is space for people like myself and Ben who have a passion for radio. It would not be a paid job, but it is a good way to start in radio and make contacts and get into the industry. The presenters that have been there for a long time, a lot of them have extra jobs like DJs or in bars, which would be paid work. Radio is a hard industry to get into, but a community radio station is a perfect place to start, to learn more about the radio and get the experience, whether people like listening to you and how you can improve. For Radio Hartlepool, you would have to apply to work for them, but it would be voluntary, so they are always looking for a little bit of extra help, which we want to go back and do so. It is hard, to say the improvements that could be made during the time and works experience, because we had a really good time there and we learnt a lot and we met some really amazing people and made contacts that would help us, in our last year of university. We can do our projects, which my main project is going to be based on radio, so it will help a lot. The only improvement that I would say is giving us more tasks to do. The certain tasks that we had, we didn't have enough time to work on it, but he also didn't want us to just do that. So if he wanted us to do something else, we needed to be given more tasks during our time there, and that would have helped us not just being sat around and not really doing much.